We'll be looking at periodic table trends today for Group 1, Group 7, Group 0 and transition metals. We're going to begin by looking at Group 1 elements. So Group 1 elements have one electron in the outer shell. Therefore, they are in Group 1. So let's look at the reactivity. Lithium is the least reactive and francium at the bottom is the most reactive. So reactivity increases as you go down the group. Why? The outer electron moves further and further away from the nucleus because as you are going down the group, more and more shells are being added. The nuclear attraction gets weaker. This is because the more shells that are being added, the further away the outer electron is from its positive nucleus. So, electron is negatively charged and the nucleus is positively charged. Therefore, attraction is lower. So then, it's easier to lose the outer electron. Let's take a look at the melting and boiling point of Group 1 elements. So, lithium has the highest melting and boiling point, and francium at the bottom has the lowest melting and boiling point. Why? Because as you go down the group, a new electron shell has been added, therefore increasing the atomic radius. So as you go down, the atoms get larger. As they're getting larger, they are moving further and further away from the nucleus, making the attraction between the nucleus and the electron weaker. Now, because of this, you require less energy to break the bonds to overcome the transition of solid into a liquid or liquid into a gas. Take a look at this diagram. Group 7 elements have 7 electrons in the outer shell, so they just need to gain one more electron to have a full outer shell and to become stable. Now, fluorine is the most reactive and tennessine is the least reactive, and the reactivity decreases as you go down the group. Why? Because there are more and more shells being added, so the atomic radius increases. As you're adding more and more shell, the outer shell is moving further away from the nucleus, so then the nucleus finds it more difficult to attract incoming electrons. So it becomes harder and more difficult to gain that one electron as you go down the group, making it less reactive. For the melting and boiling point of Group 7 elements, as you go down the group, the melting and boiling point increase. So fluorine has the least melting and boiling point, and tennessine has the highest melting and boiling point. Why? Is because as you go down the group, more and more shells are being added again, making the atomic radius larger. Therefore, the intermolecular forces between these atoms are stronger. To overcome this strength of force, you need to add more and more energy to break these bonds, to start getting the change of states. Group 0 elements have 8 electrons in the outer shell, so they don't need to lose any electron or gain any electron. This makes them very unreactive and very stable. Transition metals are found at the center of the periodic table. Their typical properties are high melting and boiling point. They are very dense, and they are excellent conductors and heat and electricity. Why? Because these transition metals have delocalized electrons, so electrons that are free to move, and these electrons carry heat and electricity. Transition metals are malleable, so they can be hammered or bent into any shape. They are also ductile, so they can be drawn into thin wires.